So I always used to have like a bunch of side hustles or hobbies that I was like really passionate about, like a laundry list of things, but I somehow found that I never had the time to do these things. Because at each stage of my life, I realized that there was this one primary activity that used to take up all my time and energy. Back when I was in high school, it was school activities, homework. When I moved to uni, it was university work. Then I started working as a software engineer. It became my full-time job. So all these primary activities, they used to take up the bulk of my day, and I realized that I never had the time or energy to do these side projects or side hobbies, such as like creating this YouTube channel, or perhaps working on a personal project, or taking my fitness more seriously, or perhaps learning martial art. I never had time for these things. The reason why I was not able to do these side projects was not because I didn't have time, was because I was scheduling them after my primary activity. So what actually happens is your primary activities demand certain amount of cognitive power and energy from you, and by the end of the day you're just depleted. You have no motivation, you have no energy, you have no cognitive power, because your primary activity has just completely sapped you. And with that limited energy and that limited brain power, you begin to attempt your side hustle or your side project, and you realize that you're simply not in the mood. And you confuse this for procrastination. Like in this case, this is not procrastination, this is legit you being out of the resources. So this was like the first force which is at play, that you're literally out of energy and out of cognitive brain power. Like if you read this book by Cal Newport, it's called Deep Work, in which he mentions that us humans, we have like about 3 to 4 hours of cognitive ability. Like you can focus on a highly challenging task for like 3 to 4 hours at max before your performance starts declining. So if your primary job is not like very cognitively intense, sure, you can get away with scheduling your side hustle at the end of the day. But if your primary job is like really cognitively demanding, which is like in my case it was, school was cognitively demanding, university was cognitively demanding, and my work as a software engineer was cognitively demanding, that means I was sapped. But if you're someone who does more of like manual labor or does not have to use a lot of cognitive resources, I think you can get away with scheduling the activity at the end of the day. The second force that is at play is that when you wake up, you're actually a clean slate. Your brain hasn't been bombarded with stimuli. You haven't listened to your boss scream at you. You haven't heard your wife complain, or your kids be ungrateful, or your parents talk shit about you, or your friends insult you. Like you are a clean slate. Your attention hasn't been hooked in like 10 different places, and this is the time where you can give your best effort towards a thing. Like you can seriously sit down and focus. But as the day progresses, you're bombarded with more stimulus, calls, someone knocking your door, meetings, etc., worrying about rent, etc. And as your slate gets full, it's harder and harder to pay undivided attention towards a particular task. And this is why my personal projects, my side hustles, my side projects, my hobbies, they were suffering, because I used to schedule them at the end of the day. So I used to accumulate all these stressors, and my attention was completely divided, and then I used to try and attend these side hustles and side projects, and I thought that I was just being a bitch. Like, hey man, I'm just being lazy, this is all just procrastination. Man up, pull your socks up, get motivated, and just attempt the task. So this is the second problem that you face when you schedule your side hustles or side hobbies or passion projects towards the end of the day. And the easiest way to eliminate both of these problems is simply to do your side hustle the first thing that you wake up. Just do your side hustle as the first thing that you wake up. Literally wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, boom, attempt your side hustle, commit 1 or 2 hours to it, get done with it, and then focus on the rest of your day, your primary activities, your work, your school, etc. This is the exact way that I used for my first 100 videos. I could never make a video if I scheduled it at the end of the day when I was like broken and I had a bunch of stressors and my cognitive ability was completely depleted. I would have never been able to grow my YouTube channel this way. So if you have any side projects, schedule them at the beginning of the day. And this could actually mean that you need to get up earlier, like an hour or two earlier before your primary activity starts. For that, you need to go to bed an hour or two earlier. Like, I'll admit to you, my social life like did take a hit. I wasn't going out at 10 or 11 with friends. I was actually going to bed at around 9:30 p.m. so that I could wake up like 2 hours earlier and get all these side hustles, side projects, all my passions out of the way before I attended the primary responsibilities. And this might be something that you have to like negotiate with yourself. You have to like sit down and talk to yourself. Hey, what is the purpose of this side hustle? Hey, what is the purpose of this side project? Is it worth sacrificing a bit on my social life? Is it worth sleeping at 9 p.m. every day and waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. every single day just so I can get like good quality of work inside these activities? If the answer to that question is yes, then yes, reschedule your entire day to cater to your side hustles and side activities. So now I've been going to bed around like 9:30 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. for like the last couple of months. I am going to tell you that it makes a huge difference. The consistency that I've shown in my side hustles towards my passion projects is astounding when compared to placing these things at the end of the day. If you're someone who's really ambitious but procrastination and bad habits, they're just weighing you down, then click on the link in the description and book a one-on-one call with me. In this call, we'll discuss where you are in life and what exactly your goals are and how I can help you.